Let's say you're 28. You live in Chicago or Manchester or Lyon. You're doing okay. You make around $55,000 a year before taxes. After taxes, health insurance, and retirement contributions, you take home about $3,400 a month. Your rent is $1,300. That's fairly normal for a decent one-bedroom in a mid-sized city. Car payment and insurance, $450. Student loan payment, $280. Utilities, phone, internet, another $200. Groceries, maybe $350 if you're disciplined. That's $2,580 already. You've got about $820 left for everything else. Savings, emergencies, life. Now here's where it gets interesting. Your friend texts you. There's a birthday dinner this Friday at a nice Italian place downtown. You don't want to miss it. These are your people. The bill comes out to $75 with your share of the appetizers, drinks, and tip. Totally reasonable for a special occasion. 2 weeks later, someone suggests a weekend trip. Just a quick getaway. Airbnb split 4 ways, maybe $120 each plus food and gas. A month after that, it's someone's engagement party, then a concert, then brunch for someone who's leaving town. None of these are bad decisions. None of them feel reckless in the moment. But let's do the math. Let's say between dinners, trips, events, and activities with friends, you're spending an extra $250 a month. Over the course of a year, that's $3,000. But here's what most people miss. It's not just $3,000. It's $3,000 that could have been working for you if you invested that same $250 every month into a basic index fund with an average 8% annual return. In 10 years, you'd have about $45,000. In 20 years, over $137,000. You're not just spending money on experiences. You're spending your future optionality, the ability to take 6 months off if you burn out, the ability to switch careers, the ability to not need the next paycheck. And your friends, they're doing the exact same thing. They're not thinking about this either. They're just living. And because everyone's doing it, it feels normal. It feels like life. So why does this happen? Because humans are social creatures. We're wired to belong. And in the absence of community rituals, like churches or village gatherings or multi-generational homes, we've replaced belonging with consumption. Friendship today often requires participation, and participation costs money. You don't want to be the person who always says no. You don't want to seem cheap or boring or like you're struggling, so you say yes. You swipe the card, you laugh it off. And 6 months later, you check your savings account and wonder why there's nothing there. Here's the thing, your friends aren't trying to make you poorer. They're just operating inside the same system you are. A system that tells you spending is how you show up for people. That experiences are always worth it. That if you're not out living your 20s or 30s to the fullest, you're wasting them, but nobody tells you what fullest actually costs, or what you're trading it for. Now let's talk about how people who build wealth actually think. They don't avoid their friends. They don't become hermits, but they do something most people never think to do. They separate their identity from their spending. They'll suggest a hike instead of brunch, a game night at someone's apartment instead of a $60 bar tab. They'll go to the birthday dinner, but they'll skip the $14 cocktails and the $18 appetizer. They didn't really want. They say no sometimes, and they don't apologize for it. More importantly, they build friendships that aren't built on transactions. Because if your relationships only thrive when money is flowing, those aren't relationships, they're subscriptions. The people who get ahead financially aren't smarter. They're not luckier. They just learn to make decisions based on where they want to be in 5 years. Not where everyone else is going this weekend. Your friends aren't the problem. The system is a culture that ties connection to consumption. That makes living your life sound irresponsible if you're not spending money on it. You can love your people and still protect your future. You can be social and still be smart. But it requires you to see what's actually happening. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If this made you think differently, consider subscribing. I make videos like this every week. No hype, no shortcuts, just clarity. Thanks for watching.